Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Dr. Seuss's Grinch Grow Your Heart is in the Funko Christmas line. It might be one of the more complicated ones, although it's really not all that complicated. It's really a poker variant. So what you're trying to do is collect cards in order to make poker variants. Either you want cards of a certain suit, or you want a straight, or you might want the highest number of each card. So there's different ways you can score. And kind of the way it is, you play it over a number of rounds, but every time you score one suit, you can never score that suit again. So let's say you scored a straight. I cannot score a straight again for the remainder of this game. And that's kind of the pinch and pull, is that like being these cards, the first round, you have all of these options. I can do all these things. But as you go and you have to play the cards that are kind of handed to you, you will be able to kind of be cornered into what you can do. Now, each round, somebody will be playing the Grinch, and they can take cards from your discard pile. So you have to be kind of careful about what cards you discard, because the Grinch may be wanting them. The game doesn't really fit the theme very well. I don't understand why you're sometimes the Grinch, sometimes not, and you're gobbling up cards. But as for a card game with a poker variant, I think the game works pretty well. And it has that Christmas theme and the Who artwork on it, and the Grinch is in it. And I think it's going to be fine for a Christmas-themed game. Now, the Funko line that came out this year, this was probably the favorite of everybody collectively. Some people like the other ones a little bit better, but collectively, this was probably the favorite one. Probably the most gamerish game of all. But it worked, and probably the less thematic, to be honest. But it works fairly well. I think that people are going to have a lot of fun with this. Even if it didn't have the Grinch on it, I still think this is a fairly good game, and one that people are really, really going to enjoy. So I'm going to go and say I'm going to keep it. I'm even going to recommend it. I'm going to recommend it as a holiday game. Just don't expect the theme to be there too much. Oh, there is little touches to it, like when the hand size goes up, that's because the Grinch's heart is growing, and that's really cute. So if you're looking for a Dr. Seuss Grinch-themed card game that's actually really good, this is going to be it for you. Keeper. Here's Dr. Seuss's Grinch Grow Your Heart, which is a 2 to 6 player game. You can see here it comes with a scoring track that you'll be able to put through here, and they are double-sided. So there's a lot of ways to score in here. You're going to have an instruction manual, which I'll take a look at in a few minutes. And then you're going to get a deck of cards, a couple tiles here, so Grinch's heart can grow. Look, oh, isn't that cute? It grows so big. Nice. You're going to have some cards here that look pretty good with Grinch on the back, and some artwork straight from, but it does repeat a little bit. But really the icons are what you're going to need in this one. There's some icons down here at the bottom. I found the cards to be very user-friendly. The artwork is charming, and the components are fine. A little bit on the mass market side. It's not a very expensive game, but about what you agree. Here is the rule book for Grow Your Heart. You're going to see setup over here with pictures, and how to play with a bunch of pictures, and the end of game over here. It'll go through exactly what you're supposed to do on each turn. On this side, you're going to have scoring, which is a little odd, with the bonus over here. Very simple game. You probably need less than 5 minutes to be able to read this and be up and playing. So what's going to happen is each round someone is going to be the Grinch. They're going to take the Grinch tile and the hearts over here, and they'll be the Grinch. You're going to shuffle up the deck, and you're going to give each player 2 cards to start the round, even the Grinch, okay? And then what's going to happen is the Grinch is going to deal out 2 more cards to each player, but not the Grinch. And what's going to happen here is you're going to see the Grinch has a 3 heart. So everybody's going to look at their cards, decide how they're going to score, and discard 1 card, keeping the rest. So these are the ones they discard, and everybody will have their own personal discard pile. Then what's going to happen is the Grinch is going to look at his cards, and he can choose either to take one of the cards from the discard pile, or 2 cards from the discard pile, or cards from the top of the deck. So let's say I want to build a blue, and I don't have any more blue, so maybe I'll take one from the top of the deck. I could have taken 2 of these or 2 from the top of the deck, but I have these cards. So then, because I have more cards, my heart will grow, and now we know next round, everybody's going to be able to keep 4 cards. So we're going to pass out 2 more cards to each person, except for the Grinch. Everybody's going to choose a card to discard. I no longer want this card. I'm going to discard this card. Maybe they'll discard this one, and they'll discard this card. And we all know that we're supposed to have 4 cards in our hand. So, right now what's going to happen is the Grinch is going to pick up cards. He's going to pick up 2 cards. Maybe I want this card and this card. And I would need to discard down to 4. I don't want this green card anymore, so I'm going to discard that. That's going to continue for 3 rounds until everybody has 5 cards in their hand, and then they're going to score. I'm going to go through how to score this. And what you're going to do each round is you're going to score one of these on your turn, whichever one probably will score you the most points. Now, the different things you could do, let me show you. So you're going to end with 5 cards. So let's say you wanted to score these cards right here. I could score them for the wreaths. If so, I would get 7 points. If I was to score them for the noise, I would get 6 points. If I was going to do it for the ornaments, I would get 6. If I was going to do it for the presents, I would get 2. So what I'll be trying to do as I'm getting cards and getting rid of them is try to collect sets, possibly on one of these 4. And here's the trick. Once I score one of these, I can no longer score wreaths in any other round because you're going to play a number of rounds based on the number of players. So once I score wreaths, on my next turn, I can no longer score wreaths. You can see in this game, a 4-player game, we each were able to score 4 different things. So that's the easy one. Sometimes at the bottom of the card, you'll see bonuses. So let's say I was going to score the wreaths. I would get 7 for the wreaths, but this card, even though I didn't score blue, says if I have a pink card, which I did, I would get an extra 5 points. So 7 plus 5 is 12. So under wreaths, I would score 12 points. Once again, I could never score wreaths again. So that's how the first 4 kind of work. The other one, another way would be the rainbow, highest of each color. So I have 1 6, so I would quote 6. Highest pink is 6, that's 12. Highest blue is 2, and that would be 14. And then the highest green is 5, for score 19. Plus my 5 bonus, that would score me 24 points. So maybe I want to do rainbow instead. I could do matching numbers. And in this case, you would need numbers that match. So let's say I had this hand instead of what I had before. So I'd have 3 6s. 3 6s would give me 10. If I happen to have 4 6s, I would get 20. And if I have 5 6s, I could get 30 points. Or I could do a run in order. Run in order would be just a straight. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That would give me 15 points. If I had 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then at 5 in a row, I would get 25 points, which would be scored on here. After the number of rounds based on number of player, you score everything up, and you total up, and whoever has the highest score wins. In this case, Maddie won. Whee! And that's how you play Dr. Seuss's Grinch, Grow Your Heart. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for a Christmas-themed game? If you're a particular fan of Dr. Seuss or the Grinch isolated, or you're just looking for like a light card game. Now, this one's a bit more complicated. I'm say 7, 8, 9 years old and up. The smaller kids will be out of this one. The Chip and Dale, Christmas Treasure, probably more for them. This will be for a little bit older because a little bit more going on with the cards, different ways to score. My 9-year-old didn't click for him right away, but after 2 hands, got it. And he came in second place, and he almost won, even though the first 2 hands he didn't do as well. So he was able to ratchet it up, and he's 9. So that kind of tells you where I think it would go. If they don't understand all the scoring right off the bat, just start playing, and it's very intuitive and will come with them. So for us, it's going to be a keeper.